Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a fun video because this week when I'm filming is my birthday week and this video should be going up on my actual birthday. But since it is birthday week, I decided to do something fun with my TBR, and I was gonna do just like a TBR game controls what I read, but I'm doing a little twist on it and I'm actually gonna use different games throughout this video. The first round, I'm going to use different games throughout this video to decide what book I read next. But the first round is going to be playing my first ever game that I love. This is 90s edition, 3-year-old Sandra got this. It is Don't Spill the Beans, and essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these books, this is the TBR that I have, and I'm going to put these books 2 by 2 on both sides of the game and just kind of narrow it down until I get to the book that I will be reading. It's going to take me a minute, so I'm going to speed it up so you guys aren't watching me play a game for like 40 minutes, but this will tell me what book I am going to read first. So let's get into it. Okay, so that did take me about 40 minutes, but in the end, oh, and I do need to say I had to add a few books that are not technically on my TBR, but are books that I am interested in reading sooner rather than later. And the book that won is actually one of those books that I had to add to even out the number of books so that I would be able to like play until a book won. So this book is called Sarah, and I think that it is based off of Sarah from the Bible. It is a dazzling new novel about one of the great women of the Old Testament. It starts off when they're in Ur. Basically, she is like arranged to be married to this guy and she runs away, and that's where she meets Abram. It's just like a Christian fiction retelling of her story. So I'm interested to see what this is gonna be like. I hope that it's good. I hope it's not boring. I'm excited to try it out. So let's get into this. Okay, hey guys, ignore my wrinkled shirt. It recently came out of my storage bag. Anyway, I am maybe like about halfway through, I would say, in this book. I definitely have issues with it. It's definitely not like strictly biblical, and the theology is not great thus far, but it's interesting as like a retelling sort of story. How do I explain this? It is giving the same kind of vibe of, or at the beginning, it was giving the same kind of vibe as The Girl with the Louding Voice, just in the way that the culture treated young women and young girls very similarly in that book to this one. It was very descriptive and I would say explicit, talking about like these rituals, like pagan rituals from their culture, and the way that it's described is very sexualized, and I'm just not loving that aspect of it. But I'm intrigued enough in the story that I want to see where it goes. I want to see like what elements of the actual biblical account of Sarah and Abraham's life this book includes and how different it is, if that makes sense. I'm interested. I want to finish this, but I also did list this on Pango Books, so I do plan to unhaul it, but I am gonna finish it unless something crazy happens and I DNF it. I'm on part 4 now, so making decent progress. Okay, I'm now to the epilogue, and this chapter just ended really well. I actually liked that. But the rest of it, I'm thinking somewhere in the 2-star range, just because it's not... I know it's fiction, and I know it's a retelling, but it's so inaccurate that it's very... irritating isn't quite the word. And infuriating is not quite it either. It's somewhere in between the two. About to go read the epilogue, and I'll let you know what I think. So the epilogue was really good, and I think honestly the best part of this whole book. I do need to figure out a rating. I'm thinking 2.5 just because the majority of this book was not as great as the epilogue was, but I also don't want it to be too high or too low, so I gotta go figure that out. Okay, I did the math and it came out to exactly 2.5. So, and when I say did the math, I did call pile, but like on a 5-star scale instead, or like 5-point scale instead of 10 points. Anyway, 2.5 it is. It's not that I didn't enjoy this, it's just there were a lot of issues that I have with it. It is a very quick read. It was intriguing. I did not like the it just was very descriptive, more so than it needed to be. So that was my issue, but now it is time to choose another book from my TBR, and I think I know the game I want to play, but I might change my mind. I gotta go downstairs and find the next game. Okay, I went downstairs and I was able to get the game that I have in mind for this next round. It is none other than Chutes and Ladders. Don't remember how many pieces there are, but I think what I'm going to do is choose some of the books on my TBR that I'm most interested in reading. I'm going to put the titles on a sticky note and wrap the sticky note around the little players, and then whoever gets to the top first, that is the book that I will read next. Okay, so I'm definitely in a fiction mood, so the books that I chose, there are only 3 pieces that I can play with. For some reason, I don't know what happened to the 4th one, but I chose these 3 books. Oh, it's on cinematic, hold on. We've got the 2nd book in the Finlay Donovan series, The Bodyguard, and then The Reunion, which I don't even remember. Oh, I don't know much about this. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I'm interested in trying it. It may be a DNF, I don't know. I am hopeful to read one of these 3 books next, so these are the ones that I chose. I'm gonna go ahead and write those titles down on a sticky note and kind of wrap the sticky note around these 3, and then I will play the game. Okay, in a surprising turn of events, this game piece that was kind of in the middle ended up getting a ladder all the way to the top, and it is The Reunion. So that is what I will be trying next. Now, if I don't like that book, I will DNF it, but that's the next book. And this was kind of fun, but my back was getting sore, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna put this game away and I'll play a different game for the next round, but for now, where is it? I'm going to be getting into The Reunion. this book, there have been some more descriptive like kissing scenes, but so far nothing open door, unless I like totally missed it. I'm really enjoying this. It's a very cute storyline, and originally I was planning to just read this book and then unhaul it, but I think I'm gonna hold on to this because I could see myself rereading at least parts of it, depending on how things go. I don't have that much left, so I'm hopeful that things turn out well and then it stays good, fingers crossed. But I would recommend this book for sure thus far. I will let you know if that changes before the ending, but very much enjoying it. I also just want to say sorry for the appearance, and the lighting is just really weird today because it's rainy and cloudy, and so it's just extra, just a lot. The lighting is so weird. It looks like this book's neon. It's not. It's a very pretty, like, pinkish purple color. Anyway, it's a cute story and a really good ending. Now, I do need to update and say that there is one kind of open door scene when they're filming a scene. But other than that, it's really sweet. I definitely do recommend this. You can just skip over the filming part. Really like this. Glad that I picked this up, and now I'm thinking I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I think that's fair. Yes, there were some parts I wasn't totally engaged with, minor issues, but overall this is a really good book, and I would recommend that you try this one out. I am surprised I haven't heard more about this. I've only heard like one person talk about it, but I think it's a good one. Now, I did bring this book with me. I think I am going to read just a little bit of this before I head back home and play the next game to choose the next book. I just want to read some of this, not necessarily wanting this to be my next book, but I did just want to have a book to pick up in case I finish the reunion before I head back. So I am going to read a little bit of this, and then we will get into the next game. Well, now that I've spent some time crying over this chapter, I'm gonna head back and play the next game, but I think I'm torn because it's like I would love to continue this, but at the same time I also would like to take time to go through this book because I bought this years ago, but it's literally perfect for stuff that's going on in my life now. I put that book down for months, and what I just read was so perfect for right now. It just blows my mind when God does that all the time. If you know, you know. I'm currently filming on my really old iPad, and that is because the next game, have you guys ever seen those like Instagram posts where a person will ask a question and then whatever your answer is like whatever your cell phone battery percentage is? That's what we're doing for this game. I have this list here of all the books. It's 64%. And I'll see what it says. 64% would be End of the Age. Not really what I was going for, but okay. I guess we're getting into that. Probably the longest book that I have. So I'm definitely not going to finish that for this video. I was really hoping for a short book, but it's fine. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna get into it. I am not finishing this, as you can obviously tell. I will probably just maybe even do this like try a chapter style. Maybe just read like a chapter or two and then choose another book. I think that's what I'm gonna do because this is meant to be fun and lighthearted, and tomorrow's my birthday, so I can do whatever I want. I think I'm just going to read a few chapters and then I'll choose another book because I want something shorter and I want to accomplish something. So I actually ended up reading about 4 chapters instead of 2, and it's really intriguing and quick moving, but also so sad. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, and I've wanted to read this forever, so I'm really glad to be reading it, but it's also not lighthearted at all. I'm very interested to see how this story is told, because it is like a fictional telling of biblical prophecy, kind of like Left Behind, but very different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a different viewpoint of the same thing. I always enjoyed like reading Revelation and Left Behind and all of that, so I'm enjoying this too, but it's also sad, and I also almost cried already, and I'm only on chapter 5 now, so it's going well. But I am going to play another game to choose another book, just because even though I think I'll be thinking of this one and like wanting to pick this up, I do want to read something shorter that I can finish quickly. Might come back to this, but I do want to choose something else. Maybe like go back and forth between the two. We'll see. But I just have to figure out what game I want to play for this round. So I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, I'm not showing my face because I just washed my hair and I'm about to do this face mask. But I am going to roll this dice with TBR Trouble, and I'm going to actually eliminate 2 books to come up with the book that I will read next. So if it lands on a 1 or a 2, I will eliminate The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. If it's a 3 or 4, I'll eliminate Her New Amish Family by Carrie Light. If it lands on 5 or 6, I'll eliminate Finley Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead, and then I'll just eliminate 2 before I land on the one that I will read next. Okay, it's a 4, so this one's eliminated. So now it's going to be a 1, 2, or 3 for The Bodyguard, or a 4, 5, or 6 for Finley Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead, and whichever one it lands on will be eliminated, and I'll read the other one. So let's see. Okay, so this one's eliminated. I really want to get to this one, but it's fine. Finley Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead, the second book. I am interested to see how this goes. I don't know if I'm just going to focus on this one or if I'm just going to read a couple chapters like I did with the last one, but this is the next one we're getting into, and if it's intriguing, I'll keep going with it, and if I'm wanting something else, I might just allow myself to mood read for, you know, my birthday. But anyway, let's get into this after putting this on my face. One chapter in, but this is already way funnier than the first one. At least that chapter was. So I appreciate the fact that the main character is 31, which is exactly how old I will be.
Yeah, we kind of did. I just don't want to catch you on fire. That's okay.
Yeah, I should get in it. Okay, so it is the next day, and I'm trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done because I have a really big day tomorrow. I have a lot going on. But I'm working on wrapping my first Patreon monthly gift, and I'm I'm showing you right now because I'm not going to show you the finished product, but I am going to write stuff on this and maybe put some stickers, not sure about that yet, and like put the bookmark together and everything. It's going to be so fun, and I'm going to get that sent out, and then I'm also going to wrap my blind date with bookmas, or like my bookmas books. Don't know how to explain that. The bookmas books that I got from blind date with bookmas. If you know, you know. Anyway, I need to wrap those, so I'm just having bookish fun right now, and I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna show you what I got for my birthday that has to do with this in a little bit, but I'm looking forward to making more of these. And my Patreon linked in the description if you want to check it out. So, just saying, you too could get a fun mystery book. Okay, again, I'm sorry I look a mess, but I wanted to show you some of the more bookish things that I got for my birthday that will hopefully play into this channel. One of the things that I got is this really cool tripod, but it's not a tripod. It is a foldable mobile phone holder, and basically there are just different ways that you can set up your phone almost like it's a tripod. Do that because it's on cinematic. So then that way I can like lay my phone flat or use this as a tripod. I have a tripod that has a ring light around it, which is great, except for certain angles. If I want to get a certain angle with my phone, it'll like tip it over because it's too heavy. Hopefully this will not do that. Next, I got this game. I think I showed this in one of my vlogs, like just whenever I was at Barnes & Noble. I just showed a clip of this, but this is a Lizzie and Darcy matchmaking game, and it just looks so fun. An Amazon gift card to buy books, and I'm torn if I want to like go ahead and just buy some stuff, or if I'm just gonna save this to use when I'm buying bookmas books, or when I ever finish a TBR again, I get a reward and I can use this to buy that reward. I don't know, we'll see, but I have this gift card. I only got one physical book because my mom gave me that gift card to like pick out any other books that I wanted. I got this book, which has been on my wish list for years, and so I'm very much looking forward to reading that. And the last thing, it's kind of bookish, that I brought up to show you is this scrapbook paper cardstock, and that is for making bookmarks for my Patreon monthly gifts. So there are different designs in there that will be for different months, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to like make bookmarks and do that for the monthly gift, which all of that's linked in the description if you want to check it out. But it's so fun. I made the first one today actually, and I need to make some more for August gift, but yeah, it was really fun. Okay, I'm not really sure how much I updated you guys, and I'm not sure I did the greatest job at like explaining what I thought of the books that I finished, but I did really enjoy the chapters that I read of the end of the age, and I'm looking forward to getting back into this book because I keep thinking about it and like wanting to know how the story plays out, even though it is based on biblical prophecy and I can literally just read the Bible to find out how it plays out. I want to know how the characters make it through and how this fictionalized version of it plays out. I started Finley Donovan, and I told you guys that I really liked that first chapter, which is true, and then it just basically fell apart and it's back to being very cringy. Lots of language, unfortunately, and yet this book doesn't have half the language that this one does. And I'm really disappointed because I kept hearing people sing the praises of this author and I'm not loving this. So kind of disappointed in that. I don't know if I'm even going to continue this. We'll see. I was really tired when I started reading it, so I'm not like super invested in the plot. I don't know. Like, it's short enough that I could just like try to plow through it, but I'm also kind of just like, I really only picked this out because people are saying that she's like a clean romance author when it comes to the relationship, but there's a lot of language in just the first few chapters of this book. I just don't love it. So that's how that is going. And I think, I don't know, I want to continue Finley Donovan just because I am still invested in finding out what happens in the story. I also am looking forward to getting back into this one. I don't know what I'm going to read next, and I didn't get to play as many games as I wanted or read as many books as I wanted, but I do think that this video and this week's reading was pretty successful and enjoyable, and I am going to insert all that birthday footage, so I hope that you enjoyed seeing that earlier in this video, and I just hope that you liked this vlog. I'm sorry I'm ending it on such a very attractive note, but I just am trying to chill today and mentally and physically prepare for tomorrow because I have a lot going on. And yeah, so that's everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment below and let me know what you're reading, how's it going, what's it about, all the things. Subscribe if you are new here and you haven't already. I would love to see this channel grow through the rest of this year. And that is everything, and I will talk to you all next time. I have no idea what the next video is. I'm probably gonna do one of my authors, like try an author video, so I might do like a Sarah Adams vlog next. Either Sarah Adams or Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm feeling like reading. And I might just take a break from these and move on to that. So stay tuned for that. And I will talk to you all next time. Bye!